Welcome back to the digital classroom. Today we're going to be working on a one-point perspective drawing of an exterior. I'm going to be working in non-photo blue and black, and I am going to be working only in general shapes. We're not going to get too specific. We're going to do the details later. So buckle up. I'm excited you're here. We got a great demo. Your options are to copy my drawing from the demonstration or to use the techniques and principles to create your own drawing. Whatever you have, we'll take a look at it Thursday. So I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're enjoying drawing. Welcome back, guys. So today I'm going to do a one-point perspective drawing of the exterior of a building. Before I start, what I want to do, this is a big old piece of paper, and if you guys are able to draw and fill this whole page, that's great, and you definitely should do that. I like to establish maybe a smaller working area, especially when I'm recording this stuff, because it's nice. You never know when you need like an edge of the page to like maybe explain something. So this is my picture plane. If it were a photograph, these would be the edges of it. The first thing I'm going to do in my drawing is I'm going to set my horizon line. So maybe some notes. 1. Set horizon line. And the horizon line separates the sky from the ground. So if I had two different pictures, right? Okay. If my first horizon line was like this, so this is ground, and then you have sky. Okay. This is different than if I were to do this, where now this is my ground, and up here is the sky. In this picture, the viewer is lower to the ground, so they see more of it. And in this picture, the viewer is angled up, so it's almost like they're laying down. Okay, so this one it's like you're laying down looking at the sky, and this one it's like you're laying down, you know, looking at the grass. It's all about the angle of the viewer. These are both extremes. I would pick something a little closer to the middle. Alright. And now let's switch to the blue. Now you're going to set your one vanishing point. I'm going to choose to put it just a little bit off center right here. And from our vanishing point, what I like to do is I like to just kind of draw two initial lines, and this will be kind of like our road. And okay, so what goes on the road? Perhaps let's split it. Let's split the road, divide it so it's like a highway, and then let's put some vertical lines right here. Make sure your vertical lines are true when compared to the edge of your picture plane. So this would be kind of like a first right there, and we'll put another vertical line right here, and then we'll kind of bring this across with a horizontal line. And what I'm kind of doing is I'm drawing in my first building, right? Because what's a landscape without some buildings? So I've got this building right here, and maybe we'll go across with like a sky bridge type thing for the building behind it. And that can be in perspective as well. I'm actually going to wing it. Connecting. Connecting. No need for a ruler on something like this. Alright, there we go. We got that little bridge. Alright, and then maybe there's another building over here. And the roof of it or the front plane is the easiest plane to draw because it's all horizontals and verticals. And again, this blue pen is my, it's kind of like my version of you drawing in light pencil. So, light pencil, you always want to try it before you buy it. There we go. All right, so I've kind of got my first idea of like two buildings that are kind of interacting in the same space. So what I want to do is maybe give a little more character to the drawing. Maybe I bring maybe I draw a building over here next to it, kind of like, but maybe not right next to it. So I'll still have these lines to kind of guide me over, but I'll maybe do this and one of these, and that's how I'll break off the building. And maybe this should have a different roof. So again, I'm working off of, you know, the front plane, and then maybe this one I want to change the roof as well. So there we go. All right, so let's see what that would do. So here, yep, so let's create the alley, just like that, and lift, because you wouldn't see back. See where this goes. Just like that, make sure I'm still on camera. And we'll do another just like that. There you go, so we got two buildings next to each other, maybe in the alley. Little details like this are great. Maybe you put like just a little cube, and I bet that to anybody else that would read as like a garbage bin. Little touches like that are just so fun. And then maybe we bring this over. Maybe there's like a street right here, and maybe with that street there is a sidewalk. Maybe it's a very narrow street. Yikes. And so maybe sidewalks are a lot of fun because you attach your one to the vanishing point and then make sure it's on the vanishing point. Sometimes it wanders. There we go. All right, and you know, maybe we're viewing this from like in front of what would be a very large yard. So there's like a fence, whatever large yards have, like that. And you gotta connect to the vanishing point. And then just to give the eye some instructions, give the fence some slats. So yeah, you wouldn't even see your sidewalk. I could have planned that better, but I didn't. Sorry. So from here, you just kind of want to give details. You want to give ideas of like what, you know, your space is. It's always a nice touch to add a like background. So maybe I have this mountain here that gives way to like these flattened out buildings, just like we used to draw them when we were young. You can still use that. And maybe there's a sunset. So I've got a lot of information here, and we're going on 7 minutes. I try to keep these around 10. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use ultra fine tip Sharpie to kind of go over the ideas I like, and I want to work back into this drawing next class. So I don't want to be totally done with it because, well, I think there's a lot here, and I also think that there's a limit to how much you can learn in a day. So let's get this building set down. Maybe we'll come back to it. Maybe we'll do a new one. We'll see what it looks like with the black on it. I'll get opinions from you guys in the meet too. That'll be important. All right, we got our sky bridge. And I actually might turn this into train tracks. That would be kind of cool. If this was like for a train to go across, it'd be very futuristic. These buildings laid in. And the nice thing about this ultra fine tip Sharpie is that I still have one more thickness up. You can always make your lines thicker. It's very difficult to make a line thinner. So you want to kind of work in one direction. I'm going to end that roof right there. I think it looks better that way. But even like, I mean, the drawing just gets better and better once you start going over your light stuff, because there are those parts that you're just not going to keep, you know. And here's my shot at redemption with the fence. Let me make sure this is a vertical line. And then maybe we'll put the sidewalk out over here. freehand that in. Yeah, there's a sidewalk. There we go. Yeah, so this is about where I want to. This is about where I want to stop, because I want to leave myself room to work on this, because we're going to talk about maybe adding some balconies. But cool. So the big idea I want to get across to you guys is you're working from very general big shapes, and then we'll carve them up into like smaller, better shapes. We might even do a layover, which is where we trace our own drawing. That's a very cool way to work. So thanks again for tuning in. I had fun drawing. I hope you guys are excited to draw. And remember about our upcoming Google Meet on Thursday. Take care, guys.